Hello, dear students. Welcome back to a news channel. Let's go to the news article of the day. Why Namibia plans to kill 100 of its majestic wild animals for meat. Now, when we talk about Namibia, students, it's a country located in southern western Africa, and it is known for its stunning landscape, rich wildlife, and unique cultural heritage, right? So, Namibia, as you can see in the map itself, it is bordered by Angola to the north, Botswana to the east, and South Africa to the south. Atlantic Ocean is located in the western side of Namibia. Its capital is Windhoek, and earlier Namibia used to be a colony of Germany and later South Africa. So it gained independence on March 21st, 1990. So these are just facts related to Namibia. Now, students, when we talk about the economy of Namibia, it's largely based on mining, agriculture, and tourism. And it is one of the world's largest producers of diamonds, right? Please remember that it is one of the largest producer of diamonds. And students, climate. Now, climate has important role in Namibia. Why? Because it has a dry climate with very little rainfall. The coastal area is cooler due to the cold Atlantic Ocean, while the land surface areas are hotter. All right? And Namibia is home to incredible wildlife, including elephants, lions, cheetahs, and rhinos. Right? So, Namibia is a country of great natural beauty and cultural richness. But there's an issue going on in Namibia. And Namibia is issue. What's the issue? Basically, it is facing significant food security challenges. क्या issue है? सिक्योरिटी फूड सिक्योरिटी चैलेंज है. क्यों है? रीजन क्या है? क्योंकि वहां पे बहुत ज्यादा ड्रॉट आता है. अब ड्रॉट क्या होता है? सूखा, जिसके चलते जो एग्रीकल्चर है उस पर काफी ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट पड़ा है, स्पेशली मेज कल्टीवेशन. सी नेमीबिया इज लोकेटेड and you can find the climate of Namibia as one of the driest country in African continent, and the desert, the Namib Desert, which stretches along the coast, and the Kalahari Desert is also located here. Yes. So the overall all these things, all the deserts, it contributes to the overall dryness of the country, and the country at the same time it receives less rainfall, very little rainfall, especially in the areas of in the central and southern regions, and this lead to frequent drought condition. And there's also the effect of global climate change, which have intensified Namibia's drought condition. So, students, this rising temperature and the changing weather patterns have reduced the amount of rainfall, and this made droughts more frequent and severe in Namibia. All right, and this has also impacted maize cultivation, because maize is a staple crop in Namibia, but it requires a significant amount of water to grow. But with the ongoing droughts, there isn't enough rainfall to sustain maize fields, and this led to poor yields or even complete crop failure in some areas. The lack of water also caused the soil to dry out and lose its nutrients. So, students, this made even harder for crops like maize to grow as the soil becomes less fertile over time. है ना? और ड्रॉट की वजह से जो फार्मर्स हैं, they are harvesting much less maize than usual. This means there is a less food available for people, which can lead to hunger and food insecurity. So there's a food security issue going on in Namibia, है ना? और क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोग नेमीबिया में एग्रीकल्चर पे डिपेंडेंट होते हैं फॉर देयर फूड एंड इनकम। सो जब क्रॉप फेल हो गई तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं होता कि उनके पास खाने की कमी है, पर इसका मतलब ये भी है कि उनकी पूरी फैमिली के पास पैसे ही नहीं बचे हैं ताकि वो एसेंशियल प्रोडक्ट्स भी खरीद सकें। And with less maize being produced locally, Namibia has to import more food from other countries. So this has also increased the cost of food, making it harder for people to afford even basic items like bread or maize meal. And as food becomes become less and more expensive, many people, especially in rural areas, may not get enough to eat, and this led to malnutrition, particularly among children, and this has affected their health and development. You can see in this article it's mentioned that the malnutrition has that the children, especially among under 5, they are facing severe acute malnutrition and deaths, right, because there's a food insecurity issue. So what's being done? Namibia's government along with the international organization is working to address these challenges, and efforts include improving irrigation system. But what we are talking here about is Namibia, due to this severe food security issue, so which is worst in which can be considered as one of the worst in a country in, and the drought has drastically reduced the country's ability to produce food, and it is particularly affected maize cultivation. So this situation has led to critically low food reserves, and Namibia has already exhausted 84% of its food reserves by July 2024. So nearly half of the population is expected to experience high levels of food insecurity in the coming months. So Namibian government, in response to this crisis, has made the controversial decision to, cull over 700 wild animals, including 83 elephants, to provide food for communities suffering from hunger. And this culling is taking place in national parks and communal areas where the wildlife population has surpassed the capacity of the land to support them, particularly in terms of grazing and water availability. And the meat from the culled animals will be distributed as part of the country's drought relief. And this decision has sparked debate, especially among animal rights activists. Right? So, and uh, you know, the culling decision by the Namibian government, including rhinos and other species, although it aimed to alleviate the immediate food crisis by distributing the meat to communities in need, there are this whole decision is considered controversial. First of all, when we look at from the humanitarian perspective, the primary justification for the culling is to prevent starvation among the population. And government will be using the meat from these animals to directly address the food shortages, and this decisions aligns with the government's mandate to ensure that natural resources benefit its citizens, particularly in times of crisis, right? But when we look this issue from ethical perspective, this culling of iconic species like elephants and rhinos, it has raised alarms among conservationists and animal rights activists. And these animals are not only important for biodiversity, right, students, but it also play a crucial role in Namibia's tourism industry, है ना? तो बायोडाइवर्सिटी तो है, पर टूरिज्म भी एक इम्पॉर्टेंट फैक्टर है। और this ethical implication of killing endangered or vulnerable species to feed human poses a significant dilemma. And there's a concern that such actions could have long-term negative impacts on wildlife population. And this will lead to further endangerment of these species, है ना? और भी ज्यादा फिर खतरा हो सकता है कि और भी ज्यादा ऐसा हो सकता है कि इनकी जो स्पीशीज है वो endanger हो. And students, Namibia's wildlife is already under pressure due to habitat loss and climate change. So the decision to cull these animals might offer a short-term solution to the food crisis, but could disrupt the ecological balance in the affected areas. And इसका अगर हम लॉन्ग टर्म कॉन्सिक्वेंस देखें, इकोलॉजिकल कॉन्सिक्वेंस देखें, तो if they have decided to remove large number of animals from their natural habitats, it could also reduce biodiversity and alter ecosystem dynamics, because we know the fact कि ecosystem में जो एक species होती है दूसरे species पे they are interdependent, right? So the situation in Namibia, it highlights the difficult balance between human welfare and wildlife conservation, especially in regions which are prone to extreme climate events. And it also highlights the broader impact of climate change, where severe weather conditions like prolonged droughts force governments to make tough decisions that have far reaching consequences. है ना? तो ये जो डिसीजन है नेमीबिया का, इट विल likely attract international attention and possibly lead to debate over the best practices for managing natural resources during crisis. But ये एक ऐसा स्टार्क रिमाइंडर भी प्रोवाइड कराता है कि कितनी ज्यादा जरूरत है ग्लोबल लेवल पर एक एक्शन लेने के लिए टू address climate change, so that we can mitigate such extreme conditions that can push countries into drastic measures, राइट? तो ये एक पूरा आर्टिकल है, आपको समझने के लिए जरूरत है कि किसी भी कंट्री ने अगर एक डिसीजन लिया है, ऐसा कंट्रोवर्शियल डिसीजन लिया है, तो उसका क्या इम्पैक्ट हो सकता है और क्या किया जा सकता है. ऑलराइट स्टूडेंट्स, दैट्स इट फॉर टुडे. बाय बाय, हैव अ हैप्पी लर्निंग.